You got out there, so you and your wife got out there. You finally had the opportunity to have your wife to yourself, have your children to yourself. Then have master coming down there, man. Getting on whoever you want to get on, man. Beating the back out whoever you want to. But then you get out there and you realize what kind of struggle it is to make that money. So what you do is say, well, baby girl, Master did like you a lot, and he couldn't seem to keep his hands off you. And right now, what you need to do, you got to take one for the family. I'm out here doing everything I can do, baby, but you got to take one for the family. What I need you to do is go down the road to the plantation and see if you can see Master and see if Master will break you off a little something. If you go in there, and let him do what he been doing anyway. By that point, and every man couldn't do this. It takes a strong-minded man to be a pimp. So every man couldn't send his woman. But even though he had been seeing Master whenever he wanted to come down there and ravish his wife whenever he wanted to, not every man can send her back in there to get that money. But the ones who could, that's where pimping started at. Tamarice, I appreciate the super chat, Shawty. Good looking out. So she goes back in there. And Master breaks off a little something. It becomes a routine. She got a routine. Master tell her when to come back, she come back. So you got a group of guys out here out of the 10,000 slaves that might have been freed. Let's just say 10,000 as a number. I ain't gonna get into the real numbers because then it's gonna turn into a roots discussion up in here, and I don't want to do that on this chat. This chat already has a topic. I don't want to turn it into that because I'll go into that and won't leave it alone. But you realize that out of all, let's say 10,000 slaves, only 100 of those men had the will, had the gumption, had the red pill mentality. Only 100 of those men were pimps by nature to send a woman back in there and say, go get this money. And so that's how pimping started. And then it got to the point where some of the white women figured out, the white women who preferred black men, a couple of them figured out, well, let's go down here to town and create an environment where these men can come from the plantation and we just have these girls in here waiting on them. That's when the real game came, man. That's what turned the pimp game into what it was. And so, it takes a strong-willed man to be able to compete with that when there's a center place in the center of town